Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
Keep me put in my pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money, money.
Hold out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find the things in my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me, no, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? What up? It is Alex, the Fantasy Football Hustler, back at you. And oh, yeah, we got another episode of Elevated Sports Talk. This is Friday, the 13th edition. What is up, everybody? Let's see who's up in the chat with us. Frizzle, what's up? He said, let's go. Woo! What up? Stranger in the house. What up? What up? Shout out to the Houday Nation. Matt in the house. What up? Showing love on Facebook. What up, my brother? And RG, would you trade London and a mid for a mid to high 2025 first? Probably. I mean, you rebuilding? Pate, he said, you the goat, you the man, Pate. Let's get ready to smoke it up for the crew. Let's smoke it up for the crew. Hold up.
Smoke weed every day.
Let's get it.
All right. Fire 'em up.
From the bong. Hits from the bong. What up, Corey? Corey in the house. What's going down, bro? Happy Friday the 13th. It is Friday the 13th. Things are going to get a little spooky around here, so make sure you guys are, keeping your head on the swivel. Let's go. We might see Jason around here somewhere. His Instagram didn't like us too much today. King DLBC, what up, bro? Hey, Toker1J, what up, bro? Going down, guys. Friday the 13th. It's getting real spooky around here today, let me tell you. I almost don't even want to pull up yesterday's stats from the game. So disappointing, man. So disappointing. And freaking Tua, man. Is Tua done forever? Is Tua done forever? Legit could be. Corey said, how does Tua's injury affect the Dolphins and players going forward? I mean, pretty much ruins everyone's value as far as we know. Things will... We'll kind of have to see, what's going to be a little bit different with Skyler as opposed to Tua. But we know that Skyler is no Tua. There's a reason why Tua got paid all that money. And, without Tua, literally everything's going to change. The entire game plan is going to change. It is... we don't really know how it's going to affect it. We know it's going to suck, though. It's going to suck, man. Man, Tyreek. Fucking sucks, dude. Tyreek, man. Yep, it sucks, dude. It really, really sucks. So we're going to kind of figure this out, see what's going on. Mike McDaniels, he said that Skyler's the next man up. So, we're talking about, we're talking about potentially Ryan Tannehill and things like that. And those kind of things still could be in the works. But, yeah, man, it's going to be Skyler as far as we know moving forward, man. And that shit sucks, dude. That shit sucks. It really does. And Frizzle, what up? Is it Austin Eckler, Calvin Ridley, or Robinson? Probably Eckler. Chef Ron said Ryan Tannehill is the best bet, unfortunately. That's the thing, though. Like, he did not – it's been over a year. Well, maybe not over a year, but it's been since last season since he's even suited up because he was not on any team in the preseason, anything like that. And if you guys remember last year when he played, he sucked. He was horrible. So, I mean, if we're thinking of Ryan Tannehill, like when he was in his prime on the Titans with A.J. Brown, like that's not who it is. He played against week 18 against the Jags. Let's go see how he did, though. Let's go see how he did. And I forgot he did get hurt and miss some games and then come back. But yeah, come on, man. Like we've got to be real. That's like people saying that Colin Kaepernick can just come and be a starter in the NFL right now. As Chef Ron said, they won. I know that. I don't give a fuck if they won or not. I care about if they like what he did for fantasy. Because, yeah, do we honestly think that anybody besides Tua is going to give Miami, like, any kind of, like, realistic shot of doing anything? I mean, his last 3 games after he got hurt, it was week 16, 17, and 18. Week 16, 152 yards, no touchdowns. And a fumble. Week 17, 168 yards, no touchdowns. Week 18, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Who did he actually play that week? I wonder if he played a team that like sat everybody. Because week 18, I mean, who takes week 18 seriously in the NFL? They played the Jags, and the Jags are so notorious for losing when they go on the road to Tennessee for whatever reason. But yeah, Ryan Tannehill, he's and Derrick Henry had over 150 yards. Like, yeah, Derrick Henry had just as many rushing yards pretty much as Tannehill had throwing yards that game. And Frizzle said, drop DeMarcus Robinson to pick up Luke McCaffrey just in case Luke pops off this week. What if DeMarcus Robinson pops off this week? That's who popped off last year. I don't know why you think Luke McCaffrey would pop off this week versus DeMarcus Robinson when DeMarcus Robinson is now going to be coming into more volume. As a Titans fan, I'll say that the O-line was trash and D-Hop was their only wide receiver. I mean, is the O-line not trash for Miami? I mean, I know they got receivers, but they couldn't even use Tyreek Hill the right way yesterday with Tua. Like, that, I don't know, man. I don't know. Said that we eliminated the Jags from the playoffs week 18. I mean, Jags kind of sucked last year. Texans took everybody by storm, and I don't think that anybody is winning in that division outside the Texans for at least a few years. And Pate said start 3. Full PPR out of, I mean, we're not sitting Mixon. Like you're not sitting Mixon after last week. Ken Walker, we'll see if he actually suits up today, but I would just assume that he's not playing. So, I mean, maybe if he plays, maybe come back and ask this question again, but I'm going to go Joe Mixon, Gibbs, and Rice for now. And, just make sure you come back. Make sure you come back and we'll see what's up with CMC. Because if CMC doesn't play, Jordan Mason. Trying to say with or without Tua, I don't give the Finns much chance of doing anything significant. They look poo all over the play, especially coaching. Yeah, I mean, Thursday games, I mean, they're somewhat of a good example, but I don't know. They're kind of not at the same time. But yeah, they look like trash. It looked like the Bills are just, even as bad as we might think that the Bills are, like, man, they were leaps and bounds, like head and shoulders better than Miami. Crispy, what up, what up? And Corey said, should I drop Higgins or McLaurin for Eckler or Lockett? No IR in this league, only 3 bench spots. I mean, if you're going to drop anyone, drop Higgins. He didn't practice today, so he's I mean, I'm sure he's about to get the doubtful tag for this week as well. So if you were going to drop one, I guess it'd probably be him. And because there's only 3 bench spots, is anybody going to pick up a riddled, Higgins just to storm on the bench versus someone else? Pate said also Jerome Ford or Calvin Ridley this week at the flex. Jerome Ford, man, Calvin Ridley has a horrible matchup this week. Horrible matchup. And Frizzle said start or sit Chris Olave this week. I mean, I'm leaning on sitting him. Did you guys not watch my start and sit video? I mean, there's hundreds of views on it. I would hope that everybody who's in here right now watched it, because I literally take the time to break down every single game, every single position, damn near every single fantasy relevant player in my start sit thoughts on Wednesday morning. So make sure you are going and watching this, and make sure you're watching the IDP video as well. I take the time to literally edit it up to where there's nothing in there except my thoughts and going from team to team. And I put the timestamps in there so you could jump from any game to any game. Take the time to go watch it, guys. I take a lot of time to put into this video. And Chris Olave is one of the guys who I took a big stand on. I'm not wanting to start him this week unless it's a 12 team or higher and you literally have only trash options behind him. And Jay said, look, Miami played as bad as Carolina. Shit, they might have played worse. Might have played worse because we were expecting them to actually do something. And Jamie, what up, homie? What up? And Fro said, I'll watch it. I got you. It'll only help you. Trust me. Trust me. I'm not saying don't come in and ask your questions, but that video will help you tremendously. It's like all my thoughts on every single player. It's like a 40-minute video. Put it in double time. You can knock it out in 20 minutes. Real easy. Real easy. Flash said, feeling great, homie. Started A-Chain over Ford. Now I have the option to start Ford or Harrison Jr. in the flex. What would you do? Ford, baby. Ford. Let's go. I want to let Marvin Harrison Jr. prove it. Just prove it to me one game. Prove it to me one game that you are ready to dominate at this level. And that's it. And that's it. Because got to remember, it took Justin Jefferson, remember, one of pretty much the best rookie and one of the best wide receivers we've ever seen in the first 5 years of their career. It took him 3 to 4 games, to break out. So, I mean, that's just what we got to remember. Like, even people who are like the best of the best of the best, sir, it still takes time for them to get the groove of the NFL, get on the same page with their quarterback and all that kind of stuff, like everything. Phil said, yeah, I'm in a 14-man. My wide receivers are Chris Olave, Devonta Smith, Calvin Ridley. I mean, Devonta Smith would be starting for sure. But, yeah, Chris Olave and Calvin Ridley, both of those guys for me are heavy sits this week. And if I had to choose between one or the other, I guess I'll go Olave because he's got a better quarterback throwing him the ball at least. But both really, really bad matchups. Really bad matchups. And Johnny said 3 QB league, got 5 from Tua, bro. 17 from Allen, 4 from Bernard. Fuck. So he still has a chance, though. Still has a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! Amy said, anybody have A-Chain and James Cook on the same team last night? I didn't. Because we said I'm going to suck if Walker doesn't play because of that substitute situation I brought up to you. Yeah, okay, so everybody pay attention. So because of Crispy, we figured something out. What up, Jeff? DeMarcus Robinson or Pittman? Fuck, man. I'm going to go DeMarcus Robinson because Pittman has literally one of the worst cornerback matchups like this week going up against Stingley. So here goes this news on the auto sub feature in Sleeper, because Crispy used the auto sub feature, left it on, and for A-Chain, and the guy who he subbed or put in as the sub, Charbonnet, he ended up being pretty much like now he can't use him even if he wants to, because he was the auto sub for that game. And that makes it like super, super weird, because now he can't use him on Sunday, even if he wanted to. It's super weird. I don't know. I understand the logic behind that, but I'm sure there's something. But yeah, it kind of sucks. So if you have the auto sub feature set up on someone on like a Thursday or maybe like an early Sunday, if you could take the auto sub feature off if they end up playing, like I would do that. Flash said I feel bad yesterday, and I even talked about this trade. I traded Tua, Hopkins, and Taysom for Love, Ford, and who's B. Allen said the other owner can't feel well with a 1K buy-in. I mean, you traded an injured. Well, I mean, I guess not at the time, but yeah, you trade now. It's trading an injured quarterback for an injured quarterback, right? Jay said I had A-Chain and Tua. A-Chain made up for all the projected points for Tua, except for. Yeah, man, it sucks, man. 2 weeks, 2 big quarterbacks getting injured, and at least 2 big time quarterbacks getting injured, and 2 wide receiver cores just completely take a hit. And 2 of the wide receiver cores that we were the most excited about. I mean, shit, Tyreek, top pick in the league. Almost every league, he's a top 3 to 5 pick. Almost didn't even matter what format you were in. And it's crazy how last year his value was even lower than what it was this year. And last year the value was all low because people because he was like he only wants to play the 3 more years or whatever. Giant said, it's good to know if there are any problems in my league, I'll force it with commissioner powers because that's dumb. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. So I'm not sure how, I don't know. I mean, there's got to be other people who are dealing with this too, and hopefully it gets brought up to Sleeper's attention. Matt said, Tua plus lefty equals trash. Flash had no way Tua plays again this year. If he does, the Finns in the NFL are going to be paying lawsuits in 10 years when he can't move. Feel bad for him. That's the thing, though. Like, they could say, we could all think that they're going to be paying lawsuits and shit. But, like, how many players are out of the NFL who've been dealing with CTE and, like, I mean, come on, man. There's people who've, there's people who've done things to themselves to make sure that their brain gets donated to science, and like any of those families getting paid, like, hell no, man. Like, they could say that lawsuits are going to happen, but like nobody has as much money as the NFL to like pay for these lawyers. Like nobody. They got billions and billions and billions of dollars, man. Like if Tua goes out there and plays, like, I bet you they make him sign something or like, something. I don't know. It was definitely partially Tua's fault for not sliding, though. Like, I mean, as sad as I am for Tua, like, why didn't you slide? Why did you not slide? You dive fucking head first into a dude. You guys are both running full speed at each other. I mean, come on. Flash said Antonio Brown's a perfect example of CTE. Yeah. Thing is, he's always seemed to have a screw loose or two. And Giant said, I bet there was language in Tua's new extension that covers the Dolphins' ass. I mean, probably. Like, why wouldn't there be? Like, we're talking about them having some of the most expensive lawyers around and probably knowing how to write contracts than anybody better around with all the fine print and all that type of shit. But I'm sure there was. Jeff said, would you trade Jordan Mason for Brandon Ayuk? I mean, if you don't have CMC, yeah. I mean, I really feel like CMC, even if he misses this week, I mean, I like, how many weeks is he going to actually miss? Like, I doubt it's going to be that many. And let's keep it real. Even if CMC missed a month, would we not be fine with it if he played the rest of the way and just missed the first month? Like, yeah, it sucks like right now, and we're complaining like right now. But as soon as he comes back, we ain't going to be complaining about him. Open 24 hours. What up? Said, just got a new TV and that bong is huge. Let's go. It's from the bong.
Let me hit that ball.
Flash said, I read part of his contract. It states that if he gets cleared and retires, he forfeits the remaining guarantee of his money. If he does not get cleared and retires, then he gets it. Okay. I mean, that's fair, right? I mean, that's fair. If the doctors say that you could play and he retires because he's nervous about it, he doesn't get the money or doesn't get the rest of the guaranteed money. I wonder what he already got, because we know he already got a chunk. Not sure how much though, but we know he got a chunk. And like, you telling me that these fucking doctors who work for the NFL are not going to clear him? With all that money on the line, I bet you he gets cleared. I bet you he gets cleared for that reason. Too much money at stake. Too much money at stake. Stranger said, I read that Tua could walk away and would still be owed over 150 mil, including the injury. Well, is everything consistent to what the Flash said? That if he's cleared to play by doctors, then he doesn't get the money if he retires. But if he doesn't get cleared, he gets that money. Everything consistent with what you read, Stranger. And Open 24 Hours said, made a trade now too. I gave Polk in my 26th first, got back Cup, Aaron Jones 2/3 and a 4th, going for the title. Still have my 25 first. How'd I do? I mean, I like it. That's a move on where, yeah, you're going for it right now. I mean, shit, Cup right now looks amazing. Aaron Jones, I mean, I'm sure that's going to be really good RB depth for you, depending on who you have right now. And the 2/3 and a 4th, I mean, that's whatever, you know. I mean, if there's no IDP, those are literally like just throwaway picks more often than not. But you kept your first for next year. So, like, you know, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know you traded 2 years out. I mean, I don't know the league, but a lot of leagues don't even make it that far. So you might have traded that pick. For all we know, that league could dismantle this year after you win a championship. And Will said Tua should retire. I've had many concussions, and the more you get, the easier they are to suffer. Yeah. Stranger said Tua signing bonus was 40-something. I mean, that's enough for most people to live off of. And that's assuming that he doesn't, do anything to actually make money like after this. I'm sure there's a lot of things he can do to still make money, even if it's not being an NFL quarterback. Let's see. The deal includes 167 guaranteed. Okay. And then the 43, okay, has been paid in 2024. Okay. So there we go. So 167 is guaranteed, and he's got 40, little over 40 so far. Said if he's medically cleared to return to football but opts to retire, he will forego the remaining 124 mil guaranteed, barring a custom settlement. Okay. They said if medically forced into retirement, he has the right to collect the 124 remaining. Okay. And Stranger said what I read didn't break down how much it came, unfortunately, just that it came with injury settlement. Okay. Okay. So everything the Flash I'm sure is saying right now is true. It all sounds very logical for like what the Dolphins would actually do with someone with this kind of injury history. I mean, 2 years ago, we talked about him potentially retiring back then. And man, I bet you he misses a week and that's it. Bet you he misses a week and that's it. Will said, I highly doubt the doctors will force him to medically retire. Not with that kind of money's on the line. That was my first thoughts, man. That was my first thoughts. Jeff said, Steelers D or Ravens D? Who the hell do the Steelers play again? I know they play on the road. Hold on, let me pull up the schedule for this week. I know, Ravens, they play the Raiders at home. Steelers play the Broncos on the road. Steelers against the Broncos. Broncos are one of the worst teams in the NFL, especially offensive-wise. Steelers look solid, last week. I mean, could they have looked better? I mean, shit, if TJ Watt, if he didn't get fucking those like 3 penalties on the 3 sacks or whatever, some bullshit, he would, the stats would have been a lot nicer for the Steelers, but they played on the road last week against the Falcons. They destroyed the Falcons. It did not look like the Falcons got anything going at all the entire game. And yeah, I could just imagine how much worse they're going to whoop on the Broncos. Like this week, yeah, Flash said TJ Watt's going to eat Knicks. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, TJ Watt. You know he's pissed after last week. He should have had like 3 or 4 sacks, and like multiple flags just kept coming up. One of them was on him, but then the other 2 were not on him. And so you know he's pissed. You know he's trying to get those numbers up, because there were guys man, I can't think, but there was Russo. He got like 3 sacks like last week. You know, I mean, there's multiple guys getting 2 and 3 sacks last week, and one of them was not TJ Watt. Open 24 hours, said, nah, this league's staying. I had to pay my dues for 2026 first, longest running, and my first Dino league. There we go. And so, well, props to that league. Props to that league, because I know there's a lot of leagues out there where you do not have to pay the league fees when you make those trades like that. And those are usually the leagues that dismantle, because nobody wants to take over an orphan team that has all their picks gone already, and then the team, good or not good, it almost doesn't matter if you have like no picks. It's so weird. In one of the leagues that I started, there's one guy out of like, I started 70 something, almost 80 dynasties this year, and out of everybody in all those dynasties, there was only one person who was like, bro, why do we have to pay future league fees if we just for making a trade? Like, why do I have to pay to make a trade? And I was like, because this is why these dynasty leagues last long, because someone cannot trade away the future, not pay, and then quit like later. And he did not, like, because every time someone trades a first round pick, or not a first round pick, but just a future pick, he comes in and talks shit when they pay. Like, oh, look at this fucking loser. He's got to like pay. He's got to pay to make a trade. And like every time. And like everybody like got on my side, pretty much told him like, bro, if you keep doing this, like if you do this one more time, that's going to prove to us that you don't want to be in the league. And then everyone's going to block you. Okay. And then if you win, like, yeah, you'll be able to get paid through League Safe, but then you aren't coming back like next year because everybody blocked you. So you decide what you want to do, but like this shit's getting annoying. Like literally every time someone makes a trade, you come in making fun of someone because they paid for their future year's league fees, and that just assures that this league is not going to fail. Like, man, some people are just like super weird, man. Some people are super weird. Will said Bud Kilmer. Tua never said anything to me. Man, fuck Bud Kilmer. Fuck Bud Kilmer. And Damone. Is it Damone? Damonyo. Let me know how to pronounce that. Go ahead, throw the roster question in. Gotcha on Twitch. Will said, man, Bernard going down last night really hurts. Yeah, I heard it was a pec. Cross my finger. I know, man. I really hope it's not a torn pectoral, man. Like, that sucks. Bernard's so fucking good, dude. We saw it in the first game. Like, dude, he's a fucking baller, man. Fucking baller. And I hope he's okay. No, Jeff, no word on Ken Walker yet, but it's because West Coast, so practice reports don't come in like this early. It's usually like 11, 12 o'clock, like something like that when the practice reports come in. But if he doesn't practice today, like at all, I mean, he's probably getting the doubtful tag. Johnny said he's mad he can't do the sellout win now and ball strategy. Exactly. And let me see. Demon on Twitch said 12-man Richardson, Pacheco, Connor, Amon-Ra, Nico, Waddle, Njoku, Parkinson for right now. Okay. Said, would you sell high on Connor plus Waddle and try to get someone like Pittman Jr. for the stack? I guess it's a yes and no, because I don't want Pittman Jr., but I would be willing to like trade those guys to like trade up for someone. The thing is, I mean, I don't know who you have after Connor. You didn't mention like any of your bench. And Waddle, the thing right now is like, is anybody going to want to even buy Waddle at this exact moment when Tua shit is up in the air? That's what it really comes down to. And Like, just thinking logically, like, no, like, I mean, people who don't, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe people want to buy like Tyreek right now, but I don't know. Even that, like, no one's paying you what Tyreek would be worth a week ago, you know. Hey, salute to our man Derek. What up, bro? What up? And he said, what do you think I should do with Waddle? Yeah, I mean, you probably got to hold him. Like, if Tyreek and Waddle have a good game with Skyler next week, now when they have a week and a half to prepare, their value goes back. Like, I mean, maybe it doesn't get as high as it was with Tua, but let's see a game where Tyreek scores a touchdown, has over 100 yards or close to it. Waddle gets over 70 yards, you know, maybe 5 or 6 catches, maybe, you know, flirts with a touchdown. Yeah, it is. I mean, it could go back. Derek said, y'all know what I'm up to at this point. We know, bro. We know. And I appreciate you coming in on your break at work or whatever. Appreciate you, homie. And we'll see. Maybe we'll be here when you go to lunch. And Raven Show, yo, what up? Actually, 1 second. Will said Bernard's out. Probably end up picking up Kendricks. Yeah. Why is Kendricks a free agent? Is a super small like IDP, like fucking roster? I mean, he scored like 30, 40 points last week. Like, nobody picked him up on waivers. All right, cool, Derek. What time you go on lunch? We'll see if we're still here. Hour or two. We've only been going for about a half hour right now, so we got more time. To go. And Ravens show, yo, 12-teamer, 3 keepers. I'm getting offered Tank Dell, Zamir White, 25/8 for Diggs and Gus Bus. Dell and White would be my wide receiver 5 and running back 5. Well, but are you counting Diggs like in that? Are you counting Gus Bus like in that? Like, who else do you have? Does Diggs mean anything to your team? I don't really like, after what I've seen just in week 1. I don't really want to acquire Zamir White. Tank Dell, I do. My backup receivers are trash. Wandale, Judy, and Darnell Mooney. Well, no, not your wide receivers, your running backs, because you'd be getting back a wide receiver with the way you're trying to work that trade, but you'd be losing out all the way on the running backs. That's what I'm saying. Who's the running backs that you got over there? My depth is AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Debo, Puka, Connor, Monty, Zach Moss, Justice Hill, Dowdle. Yeah, so I mean, Monty and Zach Moss. I mean, I guess those guys can, can hold it down as an RB2. I don't like getting Zamir White, so I would just rethink that part of it. And if like taking that draft pick out maybe get you another player this year, try to do that, man. I mean, I'm not sure how valuable the 8th round pick's going to be. I have no idea how your waivers, like, or your keepers and shit work in that league. But I don't know. Is the 8th rounder really like that valuable? It's like a 5th rounder, I guess, if everyone keep them with their first 3 leagues. My backups are Jalen Warren, Zamir White, garbage. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe you do a 2 for 2 or like something like that. But I mean, trading Connor and Waddle for one person is not going to help like your problems. It's really not. It's probably going to increase your problems. And Jeff's have Chardonnay. If Walker doesn't play, I also have Jordan Mason out. Okay. Out of the 2, who would I start? Well, I mean, let's just wait. Like, make sure you come back, like, for that. I mean, I'm leaning on Jordan Mason if CMC doesn't play. At least, we'll know what's going on this week with CMC plays, and you'll be able to make the move one way or the other and put Jordan Mason in, swap it for Charbonnet, whatever. Hey, let them know, Derek. Yeah, hit that subscribe, hit that join button. Hit that join button. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right. And Chef Ron said he's a bum.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
And he said, great start to video. Appreciate you. Did you like when I mixed that in on a couple of them? All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to do something here. Just working on a little something in the background here. You guys can tell me what you think about this. And I can add some things to this, but hold up. I like having the banners, like showcasing stuff. Now, let me, let's see how this works. You guys tell me. We'll see how it looks here. All right, let's see. Where is it? Let's see how this looks. All right, we probably got to, we're probably going to have to make that a little bit smaller. I guess I like it at the bottom of the screen versus the top of the screen. And let's see, what would the comments look like over it? Yeah, we'll still be able to see it over it. What up, Chase? What up, Chase? Give me 1 second, guys. I'll answer those questions. Just give me 1 quick sec. I'm trying to make this a little bit smaller here. Because I do like having the I like giving the recognition for the people who are leaving super chats and, you know, showing love to the show, because it is much appreciated. All right, let's see how this one looks. All right, let's try this. Let's see how this. Way better. All right, there we go. Way better. We'll figure out some other things to get on there as well. But I like showing off who leaves who's leaving dope super chats, you know, for the channel, and we're gonna have like the season high, you know, recognition as well. Let's see. Where did I leave off at? Who else did I have? Waddle, Puka, CMC, Bernard, Walker, all on one dynasty team. It's not even like rebuild. It's just like just wait. Wait until next year. Get a better pick. Open 24 hours, 12-man PPR, need 1 RB, 1 flex. Ramondre, Swift, Spears, Marks Robinson, Gabe Ingram. Ramondre and Demarcus Robinson for me. Chase said, how do you feel about this? Was offered Cooper and Ferguson for Christian Kirk and Shaheed. I don't really like it. And Chef Rand, he said, X gonna give it to you was nice too.
X gon' give it to you.
What? Hey, JPZ, what up, homie? What's going down, bro? Jeff said, thoughts on Derrick Henry moving forward. Really didn't use him last week. Well, my thoughts are that the Ravens are one of the teams that run the most in the league. Last week, they went high up tempo a lot of the times, and it was probably to keep pace with the Chiefs in general and their high-powered offense. And the Chiefs also have one of the best run defenses in the league, and it's mainly because of Chris Jones. Now that Aaron Donald's retired, Chris Jones is the number 1 defensive tackle, like, in the league. So that I don't think a lot of teams are just going to be able to run on Kansas City like crazy. Like, can Kansas City be run on? Maybe, but it ain't going to be up the middle. Like, it's really not. And that's kind of like all that they were trying to do with Derrick Henry. They really didn't get to they really didn't I don't know. They didn't do anything out of the norm. And Code Reds, I don't know if you remember me, but I asked you if I should start A-Chain. And so happy I did. There we go. Boom. And I remember your name. I can't remember everybody's questions, but I remember Code Red. So yeah, appreciate you, bro. And I bet if I would have said not to start him, you wouldn't be back here today. So man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Crispy said, you use your commission powers to make a player available to play under those circumstances with Sharp. I mean, the whole point of setting the sub was in case you were not available at game time. I don't know, but probably. So we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But don't make me take him out if you're not going to play him. Like, don't make me like take him out of that and put him in your starting lineup if you're not going to play him 1,000,000% for sure. So you tell me when you're 1,000,000% for sure going to play him, and I'll go figure out how I can do that. But not until you know 1,000,000% you're playing him no matter what. Because I don't like doing extra work for no reason. Nobody does. And Open 24 said that's who I had in. Sweet. There we go. Got me looking over my shoulder playing the Jason Voorhees sound. Get ready. It's Friday the 13th, man. You guys got to be ready for this. Anything can happen on Friday the 13th, okay? It gets crazy around here. It gets crazy. Raven show, yo, I accepted the trade for Tank White 2025th 8th. Now I'm going to flip Baker and Zamir to the Tua owner and get back a better RB5 than Zamir. Do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. Like on that banner on the bottom, guys, trying to figure out what else could we do. What else could we do on the bottom there? Will said, how would you rank Kaiser White, Kendricks, Ernest Jones, Alshire, EJ Speed? Kendricks, White, Speed, Alshire, Jones. I would only want to set him as a sub for Walker in one league. Well, no, then I ain't doing it. I don't know why you can't, because I don't know how, like, I don't know. I know you have a million leagues, Crispy, so, I mean, you and I are in this same, like, situation of, like, you know, you might not even remember where you have players going. But and I'm just kidding. Like, we can figure that out. But like, why don't you wait and see? Like, why don't you just wait and pay attention to the Walker news so I don't have to do this move 2 days in advance of the game happening, because I bet you will find out today if Walker is going to play or not, because if he's not practicing, he's probably going to get a doubtful tag. And if he gets a doubtful tag, he ain't playing, and then you're just going to put him in your IR anyways, and then I'll make the move at that point. So you just keep paying attention for the next couple days, Crispy. You get all the news, and you'll be around the show. You'll know. You'll be able to tell me. I just don't want to do the move in advance and then like do the moves. You could do an auto sub, and then like, you know, when we could just wait a day, you know that he's not playing, and then you just throw him in there. And Jeff said, "You familiar with the Shannon Sharp situation?" Which one? Maybe, I don't know. Which situation? I'm very curious now, though. What situation are we talking about? Let's hear it. But like the Skip and Shannon like situation, we talking about that, or what are we talking about? And Will Socha, I forgot to include Dotson in that group of LBs. It's probably above Ernest Jones, maybe above Alshire, but I don't know. Are you just like, what are you doing? Are you picking, like, you could tell me to rank them, but why don't you just tell me what you're doing? Like, are you picking them up off the waiver wire? Like, who would you need to drop? Like that kind of stuff. Or is it like, are you mixing in waiver wire guys, like plus your guys and, you know, stuff like that? Just tell me what you're doing so I can give you an honest answer. That Shannon Sharp shit was 100% staged for engagements. Well, what was it though? What happened? Tell me. Let's see. Will said mixing waivers with my guys. See, like, don't do that, because like, you should just tell me, these are the guys I got. These are the guys who I like on waivers. What do I do? And then I'll give you the honest answer, because I don't know, that my rankings might be different than what I say that you should do. Guys wavered are who? Deshaun, Kendricks, EJ Speed. I mean, Kendricks and EJ Speed are worth picking up. Now it's like, give me your guys. Dotson, not Deshaun. Okay. I mean, all three guys are worth picking up. And then so give me your guys that you have. Just a question. Calm down, son. It wasn't my fault. Hey. You know, sometimes Pops tries to get me to do like work 3 times. I don't like it. But don't worry, Crispy. We'll figure it out. Kendrick's Wiener Dog. Speed in that order. Who's Wiener Dog? But someone tell me the Shannon Sharp situation now. Like, come on. Tell me this Shannon Sharp situation. Come on. Tell it to me. Let me know. And now I'm just like, I mean, we're getting real high like here right now. And I'm just trying to think like, what should go in this black section right here? Anybody have an idea? Man, I feel like gotta do something. And then what should go in this black section right there? I feel like that's like space we can like use for something. But let's just see what all right. What? No way. Shannon Sharp went live on Instagram having sex. What? It was funny. I did see let me see. I don't know if I saved it, but I did see a video. Oh, yeah. Here. So I didn't know that this came from like a different like situation, but like here, check this out. Hold on. It was on it was the Shannon and Ocho, what is it called? The nightcap or whatever. Johnny said trying to prove he still likes the ladies, man. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get this video.
Man, come on, man. Now, so what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna try to find out every Michelle that I've ever talked to, every Michelle in LA, in Atlanta, in this place. Really?
Honestly, I was thinking of all Michelles that it could possibly be. I'm thinking Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, I'm thinking K Michelle. I'm thinking I'm trying to think of other Michelles that I would know and think of that of somewhat of a high tier, top tier, high caliber type women that you would give an opportunity to bungee jump in like that and be able to say some of the things that you were saying. You know, is it?
What was I saying, Ocho? What was I saying? I ain't hear it.
You was like you gonna take this dick. Now I'm just saying I ain't never heard you talk like that. I ain't never heard you talk like that. Now what we do got to work on is ain't nothing wrong with your hips, you know, but we got to work on your cardio because you was breathing heavy. You shouldn't be breathing that heavy. You shouldn't be breathing that heavy. So we got to work on your cardio. So
Ocho,
when you lift weights, we got to get you on the cart. Hit the
Ocho,
treadmill first.
Ocho,
do the step,
real talk,
do the
Ocho, your boy. Hey, Ocho, I was already knee deep for about 25.
Right. I mean how you were kind of short too in there too, huh? I mean you was about what a minute 5 seconds.
Oh no.
No.
No. Hey, this ain't no YouTube short, but it's a full feature.
Okay,
come on, Ocho, come on now, don't do that.
I'm just making sure because now it's out there to the world now. Now it's out to the world, and most of the time when something like that happens and you don't know what's going on, you know. So now you're gonna have people coming at you sideways. You know, they want to see if the feature is really what it's advertised to be. So you in a kind of good position. It's somewhat of a bad thing. I think it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. But what it does do.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed about it, Ocho. Damn, that's my most intimate moment.
Yeah, and now you got to understand the attraction and the curiosity from the female species that's going to occur now and wanting to experience.
Oh, they want to go. They want to go a couple of rounds with the champ.
Yeah,
if you have an allergy, like if you're allergic to peanuts, you're allergic to shellfish, bee stings, ants, or something like that, Ocho. Yeah. You keep an EpiPen on you.
Right.
I keep these on me. So if I'm just telling you, if y'all ever see me sideways like this here, you know what I'm saying, Ocho? I'm like a cheetah. I ain't got to do all that stretching.
Right.
I see the gazelle on out there.
Go get it.
So when I hit the dough, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'm ready to go. All that other stuff ain't necessary.
Right.
So even that, when I saw it, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And so it's funny it got brought up today. And man, like just even the way that whole conversation went down, it was like, why? I've never heard Shannon talk like this, like ever. But yeah, it definitely seemed like he was trying to prove something in the way that he was talking. How about that? Yeah, it feels like he was trying to beat I mean, maybe trying to prove he likes ladies. Yeah, he accidentally went live on Instagram, right? And did you hear that? What he said, he was already 20. So like, I didn't know what they were talking about or the context of anything. Just sounded funny to me. And now knowing the context, it's like, and then he said that he was already, you know, they're doing the biz for 25 minutes already before that. Like that doesn't like how then how did it just randomly go live on IG like that? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense. I got to get that dropped too. Bakes, What up, my brother? We're talking about Shannon Sharp and his little debacle. I didn't even know what happened until today. Thanks for putting me up on game, guys. And it's so funny. I had that video already, and I totally forgot about it until now. But that hilarious. And JP said I come back to a yoga session. Shannon Sharp talking about they want to go a couple rounds with the champ. He said going live on Instagram ain't like butt dialing exactly. I have to hit 4 buttons, so he did it on purpose. Yeah, there ain't no accidentally going live on Instagram. And like, I didn't see it when it happened, so I don't know. Like, if there's a video out there or something. Like, what position was the camera in? Was the camera on his phone just like perfectly positioned, or was it like, you know, on the side or something? It's all weird ass angle, you know, to where like it randomly could have did that. Either way. Like, it's staged for sure. Gotta be. The real Tommy V. What up? He said, if or until Tua comes back, Tyreek, wide receiver 2, Waddle, wide receiver 3. I mean, it's, oh man, just let's just play this. Living in a hateful world, that's for sure. No, but what are you doing? Real time said I'm a Dolphins fan. Man, I mean, it's tough. It's got to be tough out here for a Dolphins fan right now. Just like the Packers fans. Like, dude, in 2 weeks, we lose 2 top-end quarterbacks. Okay? And then because of that, their whole wide receiver cores got screwed, man. Like 5 receivers, I feel, got screwed over, right? I mean, Waddle and Tyreek. And then if you go over to the Packers, we got Watson. I mean, forget Watson, Reed, Watson, and Dubs. Like, man, that's 5 wide receivers that just took a huge hit in the first 2 weeks, and 2 top-end quarterbacks that took a huge hit. And Tommy V said Skylar's garbage. I mean, dude, I want to see what Mike McDaniels does. Like, what is he going to do? And Jeff said, you got the best sound bites. Hell yeah. Because, you know, we got to say to other people, get your bars up. Get your bars up. Crispy said, I have Skylar for you guys. Yeah, I've already been offered Skylar in a few leagues, like Skylar for a third or whatever. I mean, could be worth it. I'm holding out. Like, if my team sucks, I'm not doing it. We're just going down with the ship this year. And Mr. Bear, Andrews, Likely, or Laporta for tight end. Who would I use as a trade piece? Use the tandem of Likely and Andrews. Just trade both of those guys. Because then you get rid of, like, because they're kind of both one player right now, right? Trade both of them away for one decent player. Boom. And then you clear up a roster spot at the same time. And then you got Laporta. But I appreciate that, Jeff. I try hard to make sure we get the same way, Crispy, that I could say that Justin Fields was garbage going into last week. He hasn't even played any games this year. How do we know if he's going to be garbage? Yeah, he played before. He was awful. Crispy just doesn't remember it because it was so awful. But yeah, I don't know what you expect, Crispy. I don't know what you expect us to say. And what? Skylar's awesome. He's gonna be better than Tua. Real time, he's like, just go look up the footage. There's a lot out there. Man, Skylar, we already know what he is.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
He looked more accurate than Tua. Tua was completing passes like the entire game, man. The entire game. They just went to the other team like a lot of times, but still completing passes. His average game was like 160, no TDs, 2 picks, and a fumble. Well, Crispy's just trying to trade Skyler everywhere. he's trying to trade Skyler everywhere, so that's why he's trying to hype him up right now. And Andre said, thank you for the Bills advice last night, bro. Almost started Coleman. That would have sucked. Boom, baby. And even I started him in like a league where I like had nobody. Like, I don't even know like who I had as an option, like on the bench, but it was a dynasty that was straight trash. But yeah, man, glad you didn't. Glad I saved you. Because I know a lot of people are too hyped on Coleman, man. And like when I saw him play in the preseason, that lowered my hype tremendously on him because he was getting punked out there. Like he's gotta get in the weight room, man. He's gotta put on more fucking muscle because he gets punked out there by cornerbacks. If we go back and watch that game and break it down and watch him the entire game, I bet he's getting punked the entire time by cornerbacks. We didn't even see it like on camera because like there was nothing fucking going on with him. But I swear, man, he said, it feels like Shakir's already his guy. Well, maybe like it doesn't seem like there's anybody's his guy out there. Like this seems like it's going to be like if Patrick Mahomes didn't have Travis Kelce and had the cast and crew that he had, you know, it's like that's what this seems like. It's like it's a really like fucked up bunch of like these are like they're like the Cleveland Indians, like their wide receiver core. It's like the Cleveland Indians right now of fucking you know, in the movie. Where is it? Hold on.
I hate this fucking song.
Yeah. Wow. Dolphins need Mike fucking White. Jeff said, should I hold on to Mostert? I mean, is he in your IR spot right now, or are you using a bench spot on him? I feel like I want to hold him because I don't think it's going to be A-Chain being the workhorse all the time. Like, I don't even think he would hold up like doing that. This was kind of like, I didn't even realize this because I wasn't looking at notifications, but Jeff Wilson got hurt yesterday and came out of the game. I know he wasn't getting a lot of work, but that's like Jeff Wilson got hurt. Like that's like another reason why they gave A-Chain like as many like, you know, maybe Jeff Wilson takes a couple carries, you know, away from him. That's about it. But he's taking up a roster spot. Yeah, I guess if he was in the IR, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal unless you had someone else who you like needed to put in the IR, you know, potentially instead of him. Oh, man. Well, now I guess it depends on who you're getting. Because would I hold on to him? Like, yeah, probably I would. Like, I really don't think that I don't think it's going to be A-Chain the whole way, like by himself. I really don't. So for those reasons, I'd hold on to him. And who knows? Like maybe they don't miss a bunch of time. Maybe he doesn't miss a bunch of time. That's really all that we're hoping for. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Andre said Ridley or McConkey off waivers. Man, Ridley's matchup sucks this week. It really does. Like he's going up against Sauce. So if you're picking up one to hold, it's Ridley. If you're picking up one to play this week, it's McConkey. 2 different reasons for 2 different pickups. Because Will Levis sucks, dude. There's a reason why we all hated Ridley's landing spot. And like as time kind of went on, and like we were like, man, Ridley's so fucking good. You know, like he'll be QB proof. Man, nobody's QB proof with Levi's. He is really bad. And it ain't the same Titans when they had Derrick Henry. Like everything is like, it's all different, man. It feels like we're in a parallel universe right now. All right. Johnny said, "Does Sauce play one side or stick with the guy?" I'm gonna look it up. He'll follow if they're worth it. Like if they're a big time guy, which I would assume like he would take on Ridley like a big time guy. He's gonna follow. All right. All right. If Hopkins plays, it helps Ridley. No, it won't. Because I guess anybody is better than nobody because then they'd have to double team him instead of triple team him. But it's like Hopkins is a shell of himself at this point. Like he really is. He's not the same guy, like at all. Not the same guy. All right. All right, 1 second, guys. Someone asked if they can grab some squares for the Sunday's games. We got 2 Sunday games. Got the Chiefs and the Bengals. Oh yeah, where's Stranger at? Where's Stranger at? We got to get him on the boards. With dreads. Man. He sucks, dude. Hopkins, he's like for fantasy, like he's someone who he's just been awesome for like just so long, and it's like, not anymore though. Not anymore. All right. Another person asked for squares. Shit. Shit. All right. Let's smoke some weed, and we'll go into a what's it called? A little recap of yesterday's game. Here we go with a fantasy football recap on last night's game. And so start off with the QBs. We already know what happened with Tua, concussion, to be out indefinitely. So we're going to see what is going on with him over the course of the next few weeks. We'll see. Who the hell knows? But he had 145 yards and a touchdown, 3 interceptions. One of them was a pick six. Ouch. And man, Tua, why do you not know how to slide now? Why do you not know how to slide? Your 5th year in the NFL and you don't know how to slide. Let's get over to the Stallion.
Wild Stallion!
Tua had more passing yards than Allen had. 13 for 19, 139 yards and a touchdown, and only 2 rushes for 2 yards. So not the Stallion, that we are used to. So kind of lame. The running backs, though, that's who killed it. I mean, who do we want to talk about first? Want to talk about A-Chain first, or you want to talk about Cook? Let's talk about A-Chain, who scored a point higher. 22 rushing attempts, 96 yards. And he had, check that out. See, he's on point. 7 receptions, 7 targets, 69 yards.
69, dudes!
Had the receiving touchdown as well. 29.5 points. And let's check out Cook over here. 11 attempts, 78 yards, had 2 touchdowns on the ground, and then 1 reception for 17 yards, and had a touchdown receiving as well. 28.5 points. So 1 point behind A-Chain. They killed it, man. They both killed it last night. Thursday Night Football was all about the running backs. And shout out to Philly Mike OG. What up? What up? Ray Davis, 4 points. Tyler Johnson, 4 points. Jeff Wilson, 3 points before he went out. Lame. Jalen Wright, 0.4 points. Everybody who was super excited about Jalen Wright. What do you guys think now? What do you guys think now? Did you guys see that play where like he ran out to the flat like he was doing a little, I don't know, it was almost like a little hook or curl that he was doing, and he just like totally tripped over himself, looking like Josh Allen, or looking like Danny Pesos out there. Super goofy, but only 5 attempts, man. Only 5 attempts, 0.4. And look at how many, I mean, Ingold, he got 2 attempts, you know, so it's like they didn't even give it all to Jalen Allen. OD Black Tip on Twitch. What up? What up? So yeah, lame. Now, how about for the receivers? All lame, all bums.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
Shakira, bro, 11 total points, and he's the high point getter of the game. High point getter on the game. He played 69% of the snaps.
69, dudes!
5 receptions for 54 yards, and that was the best receiver on both sides of the ball. That's trash, man. That's trash. I mean, look at Waddle. 9 points, 4 receptions, 41 yards. Tyreek Hill, 3 receptions, 6 targets, 24 yards, 7 points. Lame. Robbie Chosen Anderson. Dude, 4 points, man. What the hell is going on? So just lame all around. Tight ends. Look at Jonnu. Like he could be a tight end 1 on the week with 12 points, 6 receptions, and 53 yards. Kincaid, 4 receptions, 33 yards, 7 points. Man, I tried to tell you guys before the season, Kincaid is not going to live up to the hype. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. How about, let's go to the LBs. Dude, David Long has been killing it. Look at this. I mean, 15 points in week 1. I mean, that's decent. 24 points in week 2. Lot of tackles. That's why. I mean, they're running the ball the whole game. Oh shit. Here goes the replacement for Terrell Bernard. Here it goes, guys. You're welcome. Balin Spector. He's definitely going to be the guy who's the replacement. Dorian Williams, handling biz, though. Double-digit tackle day. 17 total points. Look at that. First 2 games, 18, 17. Very consistent. And then you get Jordan Brooks. I mean, this is a step up from last week for sure. Maybe he just needs to get a little bit more integrated into the system. 5 points last week, 13 points this week. Should not be starting him as of right now, but I wouldn't drop him either in like the dynasties or anything. Von Miller, 13 points. Chop Robinson, 5. Let's see. DLs. Ed Oliver, 17 points. What did he do last week? He had 0 points last week. So it's like, yeah, guys like Ed Oliver, like it really sucks. You know, 0 points 1 week, 17 points the next week. And shout out to Vlad Freak. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to make my way over there. So, yeah, kind of lame. Greg Russo, after his huge-ass game this week, he just gets a couple tackles this week, 8 total points. And Epineza, 6 points. Like, nobody really worth starting at all. Jamarcus Ingram, I mean, he's the one with the 2 interceptions and a TD, killing it. I mean, super fluky. You know, you're probably not going to go pick him up. No real need to. Benford, you know, he did have 7 total tackles, but, you know, a lot of those, at least 6 of those 22 points came from that INT here. Damar Hamlin, wow, this is someone worth picking up because I feel like the tackles are just going to keep coming from him. He's a starter over there now. 6 points last week. 61 total snaps. That probably was 100% last week. 70 total snaps. I mean, I'm assuming that's 100% for him this week. I don't know why they don't have the snap percentages for IDP. It makes no sense because they have the snap percentages on the app. But yeah, DeMar Hamlin, I would go pick him up.
Pick him up!
And yeah, and then seeing Rasul Douglas, I mean, he's gonna get tackles like on the outside, but I don't think he just doesn't have the upside like that. And Taylor Rapp, I mean, Taylor Rapp might be worth dropping over here now. Just, I mean, if he's only going to be getting 5 to 6 tackles a game, you know, and like the linebackers are going to be solid enough to steal all the tackles from him, like he's probably not going to be worth rostering. And if you guys care about the kickers, Bass, 7 points for Sanders, so pretty crazy. Lame for the kickers. I mean, I don't know. Kickers suck. Get them out of fantasy football. All right, and that's the recap on yesterday's game, fantasy football, and all the points that they did. For everybody who's watching this on replay, hit that subscribe button, and there's a whole bunch of videos popping up right now. Waivers, starts and sits. Click it. All right, and everybody else who's here, just hang out. We're here. That's just for the uploaded video. So every time we do a show, I'm trying to chop at least one little segment or like something to put on an uploaded video. Giants, I wonder if the Bills activate Morrow next week. I don't know. Balin Spector. Balin Spector. He going to be the guy? I mean, he's out of Clemson. It's his third year breakout, maybe. All right, let's see. What was the question? Bake said if A-Chain would have been out, Jalen would have been had a different finish, in my opinion. He probably would have. But A-Chain played. And he got no touches at all. So even an injured or hurt A-Chain who didn't practice all week, they still didn't mix in Jalen right into the game plan at all. That's all I'm saying. I said, not really worried about him coming from Mostert's reps. No. OD Black Tip riding high today. A-Chain and the Bills D last night. How'd your teams do last week? Man, you know, I still haven't gone through all to see like what because I mean, I got like 40 teams, you know, so it's like I got a lot of teams to go through to like actually see. And then that's not even including like best ball, but let's see. Let me just go through real quick because I'm curious. And that's why I sat him or sold high. So once A-Chain, Mostert, now potentially Jeff Wilson out, who else is left? I mean, now that Tua is out, are they going to be able to run like at all? So, I mean, it's a lot of just a lot of bad over there. And Vlad Freak, half PPR. What do you think about Pitts for likely trade? Too risky? I don't know. I wouldn't trade a tight end for a tight end. It's like, it's either going to improve your team or it's going to kill your team. There's no in between, because if it kills your team, it's probably going to be due to injury. So I don't know. I would just hold on that. It's not really too risky. It's just I would just hold. All right, let's see here. Starting with the redrafts. 0-1. Man, and that one, 2 of those were my fault. And then 1-0. 0-1. I lost by 1.5. 1-0. 1-1 in the Marvel Multiverse of Madness. Guillotine, I advanced. Dynasty. 1-0. 0-1. 0-1. 1-0. 1-0. 1-0. 0-1. 0-1. 1-0. 1-0. 1-0. 1-0. 0-1. 0-1 is bullshit. I was the second highest scoring team, and I played the first highest scoring team. And I think that one was my fault too. I think I left CeeDee Lamb on the bench on that one on accident. 0-1, 0-1. 1-0. Win. Loss. Win. So those are a bunch of my dynasties right there, and then got best balls, and I'm sure some other ones mixed in there as well. But sounded like there was more wins than losses in there. CB Dizzle was going on. He said, "Great day when you know the Cowboys are on their way to the Super Bowl." How about them Cowboys? Giants said they got Deion Jones on the roster too. I mean, Deion Jones is done, dude. He's a shell of himself. He's not as fast as he used to be, and that was like the thing that like really helped him. It's not about being a surefire tackler. It's about him being slow as hell now. And 21 CJV said, yo, you think I'd trade Devontae Adams and Marvin Harrison Jr.? And who for, if so? I mean, what do you need on your team? Like, what's the reason for wanting to trade them? Just because you want them off your team? Because I want to make a calculated trade. Like, are you trying to trade your wide receivers because you have extra depth at wide receiver and you need a running back or something like that? Like, give me a reason why you're going to trade. Because if you're just trading just to trade, man, just go have fun. Just go have fun trying to, you know, trade for anybody out there. Trade for the best players like nobody else if you're just trading just to trade. Crispy said, what's up with Morrow? I mean, we'll see if he comes back next week. I mean, he probably will be active. I don't know, man. This Balin Spector guy. Just saying, Balin Spector. Giants said 27-15 was my count. Nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He said, I just want a stud wide receiver one. Okay, well, see, there you go. So I want to trade these 2 wide receivers for 1 stud wide receiver. So that'd be the reason why you want to trade. So that's the context I need to give you like an accurate answer. I always tell people, do not trade just to trade. Have some kind of like calculated reason on why you're trading. So what you got to do, you got to go find a team that is 0-1. Okay. Go find a team that's 0-1. And go find a team that has very little wide receiver depth, but they have 1 dog. You know, they got 1 dog, but they got very little wide receiver depth. That's who you got to target. And then whoever that dog is, that's who you target. And I'm hoping, and you would hope, that all of those things kind of aligning equals, you know, an upgrade for you. Elias said, are we all getting rid of Tyreek now? No, but it's going to suck. Remember Garrett Wilson last year? Like, it was decent, but it sucked at the same time. Could be that, man. Could be that. This is why, like, just right off the bat, just right now, this is why you must play in a bunch of different fantasy leagues, because sometimes you just can't outrun the bullshit. You know, and these injuries and shit, like a lot of bullshit happens, man. A lot of bullshit happens. So just, you know, playing more leagues. OD Black Tip. I'm only in 1 buy-in league this year, 14 team, full PPR. I mean, next year, you just make sure you come around here a little earlier, get into a couple leagues with us. We got some fun leagues that you can get into. Not a lot of high buy-ins, you know, a lot of them are like 33 and 55. So, you know, pretty inexpensive, but it adds more fun to the season. You can still win, you know, money. It's not like there's no money on the line, you know, with it. And then, yeah, like I do want to get into like hosting $100 leagues and stuff, but it's just, you know, got to find the crop of people that are like ready to jump into a league like that. Because then there's more money to go around right there as well. 21 ZJV. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. And it makes sense what I'm saying, right? About adding the context behind, because there's a lot of analysts out there who they'd take what you'd say and they'd give you an answer. But the answer is bullshit because they don't even know why you're trading. They have no context on, you know, why. So that's why I always ask the why, because I want to give you context, like specifically for your league, specifically for the trade that you're trying to make. So I hope that made sense. CB Dizzle's 2 only out for 4 weeks. So Mike McDaniels, when asked about this, he said that it's best for him not to even like look at the timetable or anything because it gives him anxiety. So we don't know. There's a very, very, very wide range of outcomes on Tua and how long he may be missing. Very wide range of outcomes. Elias said, you do any standard leagues? Because I've joined here like the 3 QBs or the vampire. Yes, I do. You kind of came around like right at like the end where I only had a couple spots left, and like those were like 2 of the ones. So yeah, if you come around a little bit earlier than what you did, this year, I for sure there's other leagues that you could get in. Yes. And like you want to get into a single QB league, I got that for you. You want to get into a super flex league, got that for you. You want to get into a super flex IDP league, I got that for you. But those are like the traditional like styles. Johnny said, all you got to do is win 2 leagues to pay for all 20. I mean, usually that's the way it works, right? Usually. And as long as we come out close to even, I mean, this is a whole season of entertainment. That's why, I mean, not everybody can win. We already know that. Everybody's not winning, but it's fun. I mean, usually, hopefully, like people pay year after year without like that, with never winning. Because I know people like that. I mean, shit, everybody in this chat, I know we're winning championships somewhere. But I know we all know people who like play in the hometown leagues or whatever, playing, just leagues and shit you've seen for a while, and they like never win, like never. And, you can't win 100%. Like, I mean, there's too much luck involved, and the luck has to do with the schedule, and the luck has to do with injuries as well. Those are the 2 things that that luck is involved with in fantasy football, because you don't get to pick your schedule and you don't know who the fuck people have. And if you just happen to go up against the number 1 scoring team in a week, I mean, that's just shit luck, right? Because like it could have been any other week and you might not have had the and you might have went up against the 6th highest scoring team or whatever, and you had the 3rd highest scoring team on that week. So it's like that's where the luck is involved in my opinion, is injuries. Because like, I mean, there's like, if you don't have any injuries, that's good luck for sure. You get a shitload of injuries, I mean, we all know what that is. Austin said Ryan Tannehill back to the Dolphins. Heard it here first. Man, we were talking about that yesterday when the game was actually happening. But appreciate you coming through with the opinion though, bro. And I don't even know how good Ryan Tannehill is at this point, because he looked pretty washed the last couple times he was on the field. Elias said, I dropped Bill's defense 5 minutes for a kickoff yesterday. Hopefully the Colts D plays well. I mean, they should, and they got Malik Willis over there. I mean, are they going to get 3 interceptions and a TD? Like, I don't know, probably not. But it could happen. It could happen. That's one of the drops I need to get. Remember, Angels in the outfield. It could happen. Johnny said, my first Hustler championship was the sweetest win for sure, because they ain't easy. They're not easy to come by. I mean, shit, I won 7 last year, but man, I played in like 30 something, maybe it was like right up close to 40. Andre said, need a backup QB. Would you go Fields, Rodgers, or Knicks? I'd go Rodgers. Not a good matchup this week, but I'd go Rodgers. Rush Lord, what up, homie? What's going down, bro? And CB Dizzle, Saints at the Cowboys. What's your score prediction? I mean, probably like pretty close to the opposite of what it was for the Saints last week. I'll say Cowboys 28 and Saints. I'll say Cowboys 28, Saints 24. Elias said 7 is still a great return. Yeah, for sure. I'm not disappointed with the number, like at all. Not disappointed. But I know I cut back on a couple leagues this year, so I know a couple of my teams are looking really, really good right now. A couple of my teams not so much. But I got a bunch of my dynasties though. I mean, some of these dynasties, like, man, I mean, I'm loving them. I'm loving them. It's funny. The ones that I love, I think I got 2 losses in. One of them, like I said, was my fault. I totally fucked up, and I don't think I put CD Lamb like back in. Like I put him in the IR to like save a spot while he had the NA, and like I'm pretty sure I put him on the bench and just didn't put him back in the lineup. So like now, like every single league, like I'm not leaving guys on the bench that I would play, even if they're like, I mean, I was just stupid with the CD Lamb thing. I don't know how. I triple checked like every league, and I can't believe I overlooked that. But it's because that team was so good. I saw like everybody on the list. I'm like, man, this team's good, and it was so good. But I still had CD Lamb fucking on the on the bench over there. Luckily, in that league, this one that I'm talking about, I have Tyreek Hill, but I also have CD Lamb and Amon Ra. It's so crazy, man. I got the top 3 wide receivers, and Amon Ra was from drafting him as a rook, and Tyreek Hill was through trading for him. And then I'm pretty sure. And then who was the other one that I said? Tyreek Hill, Amon Ra, and CD. And then CD, I'm pretty sure I drafted him in our big in the big inaugural draft. Andre said, does Hill scare you with Skylar Thompson throwing him the ball? Man, does he ever? Does he ever, bro? Because, like, there's one league where I drafted Tyreek Hill 101 in, you know? And so, like, yeah, this is a nightmare for anybody. Anybody who has Tyreek Hill, this is a fucking nightmare. Waddle too. Anybody who had Tua, like this is a nightmare. Those 3 guys' value just completely went in the toilet. Colby, what up? He said, I need to figure out how to get Amari Cooper and Sutton off my team. They are my best receivers aside from Jaden Daniels. Like they're the best receivers. Like they're the best starting receivers that you have, man. Dude. I mean, nobody wants Amari Cooper or Sutton. Nobody wants them. It's like you have to use those guys, like trade like 4 players for 2 somehow, and like get those guys in there and try to like upgrade and get like 2 really good starters. And what the hell did Austin say? He said, please send your answer in my chat. Stream is freezing. What? Let's see. Start 2 out of Rashad White, DK, Adam, Mason, Brian Robinson. Let's see. Lie said Waddle's cooked. Not gonna lie, sucks, dude. Let's see. Rashad White, DK, Devontae Adams, Mason, Brian Robinson. Man, who would I play? Probably White. And say White and Adams. And hopefully you can hear me because like if Mason plays, I would potentially put him in like as well. So hopefully you heard that. Uh-oh. Is that X-Pac right there?
X-Pac!
Said, what's a realistic timetable for CMC's return? And would you do Alvin and Waddle for CMC in London? Fuck yeah. Like right now, like if you could do it because I don't know, like what's a realistic timetable? Like maybe he doesn't play this week, but like I feel like next week, and I legit might be saying this every week, but I feel like next week could be the week. Like he's been limited in practice, like all week, so it's not like he's not practicing at all. They're letting him get back to health. Like that's really what it is. OD Blacktip, start Adams if you drafted him 3rd or 4th. I mean, it's kind of where you had to, right? And I love Austin. He said, all right, thanks. Debating on starting Mason if CMC was out, but not sure if Mason will be playing if CMC is. Right. If CMC is playing, you don't play Mason. I mean, he's not going to get 20 touches or, I mean, you know, maybe 10, maybe 12 because they're trying to limit CMC. But it's almost like they're letting him stay out this extra time so they could just bring him back to be the horse. Just get all the touches again. Just get all of them. All of them. And don't forget, guys, anytime you throw a super chat in on YouTube or if you send bits on Twitch, you will get the recognition right down here at the bottom. See the highest super chat? We got highest super chat of the stream, whatever stream we're on. And then we got the highest super chat of the season right there. It's our man Corey with the $20 super chat. One of the first ones to kick everything off. And CB Dizzle said thoughts on the starters not playing in the preseason. Well, I mean, it's good because they don't get hurt, but then look at it, it's bad because like we get like shit weeks of football now. Like that shit sucks, man. I'd rather have someone get hurt in the preseason and us know than someone get hurt in the first week or the second week and then cost us that week because they got like a 5 or something. You know, and then you lose a close game because of it. So yeah, I love it because the players don't get hurt, and then I hate it because of like the shit that we're seeing out on the field right now, and fucking the teams being rusty and shit too. Like that's like another thing. We don't want guys getting hurt, but they're all rusty and shit out there. So it's like we're getting preseason games for the games 1 and 2 like now. And those are the games that we're paying for, you know? And so that sucks. Like, so do I love it or hate it? If I had to choose, I hate it. I hate that players don't play in the preseason, that starters don't play in the preseason. It used to be when there was 4 preseason games, starters in the very first game, they'd play like a drive, just one drive. That was it. And then in like week 2, they'd play like a quarter or like close to a quarter. And then in week 3, they'd play like a half. And then it was like by week 1, they're ready to go. And like, but what sucks now is like you're trying to see who's going to make the team and everything. But like, you know, when the guys are going up against all these backups and shit, like the far down backups, you know, for like an entire game, like, you know, how much does that help anybody? Like it really doesn't. And I love Austin Dean, so I'm worried about how bad White was on the ground. I mean, well, you got to think that he's going to get receptions like as well. Like that's one of the things that he's going to be getting is the receptions. And Brian Robinson Jr., I mean, I'm not opposed to getting him in there either. Johnny said Tom Brady has a condo in Miami. He's not coming back, dude. He's getting paid so much money to not have to play football. And like he's been out of football for more than a year. He's not in football shape. Like he takes a hit, he could die. He could die, man. And yeah, he needs to work on his speaking craft because like, man, he is so horrible at announcing these games right now. I could do a better job than Tom Brady. Would people want to see me on there as much as Tom Brady? Probably not. But Tom Brady was horrible at announcing that game. Horrible. People want to talk shit about Booger McFarland. Tom Brady was worse than Booger McFarland. Okay. Tom Brady was very raw. Very raw. And Will said pectoral strain for Bernard out a month, maybe more. I mean, that's better than a tear. That's better than a tear. And Stranger, what up, bro? Hey, I got the Chiefs Bengals game. I don't want to put my phone number in the chat, but I'll throw in my email if you want to email me, and then I can send you my number like from there. Yeah, do that. But Fantasy Hustler 420 at Gmail. Fantasy Hustler 420 at Gmail. Yeah, send me that. Anybody wants to get in the squares or Patreon? That's another thing too. 420crew.com. I know, Stranger, I know you're super like anti-techie, but you have a phone, right? Get on Patreon. 420crew.com. It's free. There's a free option. You'll see paid options on there, but you'll see a free option as well. Anybody who plays the squares, you can join for free. And you get access to all the boards and everything. And Croon's Live said, what up, man? He said, after the game last night, I want to say, I said, fuck it, and traded Tyreek Hill for Wilson and Monty. I mean, hey, it's you know, not bad. Not bad. CB Dizzle said, sucks, especially if they skip out on training camp. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a very rare case, you know, like there's only, I mean, who are the guys who skipped out on training camp because of contracts? CD, Chase, Ayuk, Trent Williams. Is that it though? Like out of that many people, like damn near 100, you know, players per team, you know, that's only 4 that held out. I mean, if I miss someone, like let me know. But that's all that I could think of off the top of my head. And didn't like what I saw. The Tua even went. I mean, the Bills have their number, man. The Bills are like their big step bro or something that just like punks them because like they just came out, hit him in the mouth, and like they weren't ready for it. Like that Miami line, like that's one of the things I guess why Buffalo was okay letting, you know, some of their, you know, like Tre'Davious White. I mean, he's been there forever. They let him go. Jordan Poyer, been there forever. They let him go. It's like maybe that's why, because their line is so boss hog that it's like, and with the line, it makes your secondary better, like automatically. It's because you make everything go quicker and, you know, less separation for the wide receivers, like all that kind of shit. And Crispy said, send me Tyreek and Waddle. They're not talking about dynasty, bro. They're talking about redraft. Talking about redraft, Crispy. But yeah, it is it's rough, man. It's rough. Hard out here. Hard out here for a commish. And trying to get the money for the rent. Yeah, I need you. I so want to do a remix of this. Crew members who play the squares, like every single, you know, board, or at least you're consistent about when you play the boards. I'm okay with you guys giving me the numbers as long as you send the money. You know, I mean, if you could send it the night before, that always makes it better, and it's not like coming down to like the wire. But as long as you pay it at, you know, sometime reasonable during the day, whenever the game is, it doesn't matter, because I like doing the games that are at night anyways. So it's like gives people all day to pay, gives me time to remind people to pay, gives me time to fill the boards if they need to be filled. So, you know, just a reminder for all our 420 crew members, you know, out there, if, you know, you're playing the boards on a regular basis, just if you want to hop on the board, don't worry about paying until like day of, just, you know, get in the morning that day. I know some people got to wait until payday to get it done. Oh, and the 3 QB had a rough night. Oh, yeah, because you said you had Tua and you had Tua and Allen. Is that what it was in that one? Don't take it so hard, Johnny. Pause. Andre said, question, bro. I'm trying to trade for Jaden Daniels in a 10-teamer. Here's my bench. Ramondre, T-Law, Chase Brown, Jaden Reed, JSN, Addison, IR, Puka. I mean, who's your starter? Why do you want to trade for Daniels in a 10-teamer? Why do you want to trade for Daniel in a 10-teamer? And who's your starters? I mean, man, you should be able to. I mean, if Ramondre is not one of your top 3 running backs, like you should be able to move him, like for Jaden Daniels +1. Go move him for that. Sounds good, Jane. Just let me know, bro. Just let me know. Said he's on the bench, by the way. Stroud is the starter. I mean, I don't even think, like, why trade away skill players for a QB? I mean, 10-teamer, there has to be guys on your waivers like that you could get for a fill-in. Mondo, what up, homie? Said I'm out early today. Time to toke it up. Let's go.
You got perfect time. About to start a little puff give in this motherfucker.
Smoking, choking, rolling blunts, and
Roll a fatty for this pimp daddy. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. And Big Bando, do us Tyreek Hill owners panic now? Yes. I mean, it's definitely time to panic until we hear what's happening with Tua, because like the range of outcomes is that Tua could fucking miss the rest of his life and never play again. You know, so I think it's time to panic a little bit. It's time to panic a little bit for sure. He said, so what should I do now? You cry about it. You know, we smoke weed about it. And you don't trade him for nothing, that's for sure. You don't trade him for nothing because he still could have big games. But, he goes from the top wide receiver in the league to hopefully somewhere a low-end wide receiver 1 or a high-end wide receiver 2. It's all going to be about how Mike McDaniels gets him the ball. And if Skylar can throw the ball to the line of scrimmage, maybe they just run 10 wide receiver screens with Hill, because you get the ball in his hands, he could fucking house it, So let's see what Mike McDaniels does. So is it time to panic and cry and smoke weed about it? Yeah, it is. But do we panic and trade him for nothing? No, don't panic and trade him for nothing though, but he's just traded Mahomes for Hill and Daniels. I wouldn't, this week sucked for Hill. Hopefully it doesn't cost you. Hopefully that one player, in your lineup doesn't cost you. But we just got to keep on trucking, man. That's what it is. We just got to keep on trucking. Mondo said DJ Moore, Robinson, McConkey, or Sutton for the flex. Robinson. And Andre said Rashad White and Kamara are my starting RBs. I feel like Ramondre is kind of better than both of those guys. So I don't know what to do with that info, necessarily, but it's I don't know. Johnny said, but I had A-Chain. I'm going up against Caleb and Peso, so you never know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, having A-Chain, that makes up for it. I'm sure he's going to be one of the top running backs on the week for sure. I mean, if there's a whole bunch of running backs that score more than 30 points in a week, it's going to be an insane running back week. Big Band Dominique, Keenan Allen, or Kirk. Yeah. Thank you. So I'm need Keenan Allen or Kirk to really step it up now. Oh, man. Damn it, dude. That sucks. Many Moons. He said, drop any of these for Hubbard. Need a starter. Fuck, bro. Dowdle, Bucky, or Gus. Dude, but I don't want to start Hubbard, man. I don't want to start Hubbard. He really sucks. He really sucks. He's a bum, man.
He's a bum. He was a bum then, and he's a bum now.
He said, I don't either. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Shout out to our producers of the show, our 420 crew, Patreon members, our ultimate priority member, Mr. Justin Pickle in a Jar, our all access members, our elite members, our superstar members, our 420 ride or die crew members. I appreciate you guys. It's because of you guys that we are able to do this show a couple times a day. Much appreciated, because we do not have any corporate sponsorship or anything. So you guys are the producers of the show. And if anybody wants to become an even higher level producer of the show, that you can join on YouTube as an executive producer. Just go check that out. Hit the join button below. Become an executive producer of the show. You'll get shouted out every single show as the executive producer of the show. Much appreciated. And you will get a shitload of raffle tickets as well per month. You get $1. You get one entry per dollar of whatever membership you are on. So the higher the membership, the more raffle tickets that you get. I got to figure out what jerseys we're going to be doing, but I know that this is going to be the grand prize. Is going to get your Dr. Dabber on here. One of the ways that you get a lot of entries to get on here, you do them super chats, so you end up on the bottom of the screen here. That's one of the ways you're definitely going to get a bunch of entries. Let's go. And Strange, so how does it work in best ball if you have injuries? Can you pick up replacements, or the team's big enough to absorb it? The teams are big enough to absorb it. So, and you kind of just have to have the foresight of what's going to happen. So like a normal fantasy football league, like the default style, like if someone just went to like Yahoo and pressed like start a league, usually starts with like, I believe 14 or 15 roster spots, and there's like 7 starters, something like that. And in our leagues, we start 15 players, but there's 15 bench spots as well. So instead of having like a 15-man roster, it's like a 30-man roster. So there's more starters, but you don't have to pick the starters like either. The system just plugs it all in. So that's the cool thing about it. And then you go pretty deep. Pause, because of the 15-man like benches. You definitely get pretty far down the spectrum of people. And if you have the foresight to pick up the fucking random, third running back on some fucking team, and they're the starter by the end or something, you'll be the one. You'll be the one to reap the benefits. Terrell said, would you drop Hollywood? So it seems like it's a waste of a roster spot. I have Brooks in the IR already. I mean, Brooks, is coming back. Well, we don't know when he's coming back, but we know he's at least out 4 weeks. So I understand why you'd throw him in the IR over Hollywood, who I guess I would just wait a week, see what happens next week, because I swore they said that he was close to coming back to practice, or he's almost there. So I don't know. But if it goes more than a week, I'm with you. I'm probably dropping him. So if you just want to drop him now because you already know that's going to happen, I'm not against it. It all depends on who you're picking up. Don't pick up some scrub. But if you're picking up someone who you're going to pick up to start right away, it's probably worth it. And yeah, here we go. Last question, then we're going to get up out of here. Frederick, what up, dude? He said, better full PPR start Garrett Wilson or Montgomery this week. I'm going to say Montgomery. Garrett Wilson's going to be going up against L'Jarius Sneed, who's one of the best cover and shutdown cornerbacks in the league. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Montgomery and say that his volume seems a little bit safer to me. And yeah, Garrett Wilson's got one of the toughest wide receiver cornerback matchups. All right. Getting up out of here. We will see you guys later. We're probably going to have some show in the afternoon. I'm not really sure exactly, just some kind of Q&A session, maybe late afternoon or something. And, then we could talk about the news as well. And, just keep tapping in. A lot of shows coming. The Saturday night, late night tip show. We're bringing you just the tip only. And then we got, a big show coming up on Sunday morning, getting ready for all the games. So we'll see you guys there. Peace out.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the